willst trainieren wie die Profis? Deine Idole kennenlernen? Und unvergessliche Momente erleben? Dann komm in eines unserer Bullscamps und sei dabei.
Wann hast du es das letzte Mal glücklich gemacht? Dein einzigartiges, besonderes Talent, das geteilt werden will. Mit anderen oder nur mit dir selbst. Das nicht viel braucht, außer Aufmerksamkeit. Alles andere kommt dann ganz von selbst. Talent comes naturally. Organics by Red Bull.
And we are back. Yes, here from Taxham, you see the referees. The main one is Christopher Jäger. He's a seasoned referee, also a referee who blows his whistle in the Austrian Bundesliga. So all the best to him as well. And the two teams, they will be playing today. I can already say for our Red Bulls, we fielded a very, very good starting 11 today for our first friendly against Vorwärts Steyr, and we will have the starting lineups in just a short while as a graphic also. But I can start with some of the background. Vorwärts Steyr, if you're not familiar with the team, there we already have it. So they're starting with their goalkeeper Bernhard Staudinger and their defensive four, which will be completed by Alem Bajic, Sasha Fangruber, Patrick Bilic and Bojan Mustecic. Alberto Brada, who is a Spanish player, is also a player who will be directing the defensive side of the game. And the captain is Thomas Himmelfreudz-Pointner. Yeah, that's some kind of a stumbling block here. Michael Halbert-Schlager also, and the players up front today will be Prosa Nablinger, and they have of course a big bench with them, seeing they have as many players on the bench. I think it will be 10, so they can of course interchange the whole team they fielded, so maybe also a good change, a good chance for them to get all the players a game. And of course our Red Bulls today with a very, very strong lineup. You could already say maybe a little bit of a glance of the main starting 11 for the upcoming season, second half of the season more likely. That's the Zidane Stankovic in defense, Rasmus Christensen on the right-hand side, the center with Andre Ramalho and Max Wöber on the left-hand side. Our captain, that's Andy Ulmer, and the midfield four, that was a little bit quick, the midfield four will be consisting of Zlatko Junuzovic, Brendan Aronson, Antoine Benet, Luka Sucic, and the strikers Patson Daka as well as Mergim Berisha. You see the teams already on the field clapping hands with the referees. Is it a 4-4-2 diamond? Is it a 4-2-2-2? I can't really say to you already. I need to look for myself. I guess it will be a 4-2-2-2. And Brendan Aronson, who gets his debut today in his first game for the club, will be more likely play on the left-handed offensive side of it all. So a warm welcome to all the Americans watching with us. I guess some of you, if not most of you, will be watching because of Brendan Aronson, and yes, we have him here. And some good thing that I am also very glad about, he will be joining me today with our second game. So when we play at 14:00, so to say 2 p.m. Austrian time, against our second opponent of the day, VSG Tirol, Brendan Aronson will be joining me on the commentary. So 2 p.m., that's 8 a.m. Eastern Time in the United States. Brendan Aronson will be here and will be watching as well as I and give some commentary. So if you have any questions for Brendan Aronson, make sure you drop them into the Facebook, into the YouTube chat, and I will be taking them into account once Brendan is joining me on the commentary. But so far, so good. The first game isn't even started, and Brendan Aronson is on the field. You see him there wearing the jersey with the number 11. And that, of course, is on discount. If you want to get your hands on a Brendan Aronson shirt, head to redbullshop.com and use the code Aronson11. Aronson, the first letter A is written in capital letters, and you get 11% off a Brendan Aronson jersey. That also concludes the international jersey, so if you want to get the dark red one for the Europa League, you can get 11% off of that one as well. Luka Sucic, also a young player, just 18 years of age, just turned 18, very exquisite left foot. You will see some of it as well today. And Mergin Berisha, who was, of course, the top scorer in the UEFA Champions League in, the last 6 games that we had there. The group phase, which we, of course, finished on 3rd place, just behind Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid, which allows us to play in the UEFA Europa League in, of course, the upcoming weeks and months. Our first opponent will be Real. Of course, not Real. It will be, of course, Villarreal. And the game is just started. It's underway. We have the first whistle blown for our Red Bulls in the new year, in the second half of the season. And Vorwärts Steyr is trying for the first time, loses the ball, and it's getting straight down the right channel to Patsendaka, squares it to the middle. First chance, Mergin Berisha doesn't quite get enough on it. Andy Ulmer tries it again, keeps possession. Space is getting tight, and Steyr somehow manages to clear it. But the ball is back with our Red Bulls. Zizan Stankovic, who is also a seasoned professional just now, 20 years of age, 28 years of age, of course. Antoine Benet, who plays the role of the regista, dropping between the centre backs to help the build-up play. Role model also, due to his young age already, a very, very experienced player, experienced also in certain cases you don't want to be experienced at, had a lot of injuries in the last 2 years. And now he's back to full fitness, plays without any injuries, plays without any hurtful feelings towards the last weeks. He said he, of course, wants to be back and doesn't hold back when he goes into tackles, doesn't hold back when he goes into the tricky situations. He's back to full fitness, and he also wants to show that on the field. Andy Ulmer plays it long line. Brendan Aronson, at first glance of the speed he possesses, the American. Andy Ulmer, the captain. First shot from distance, that's Zlatko Junusovic. A player you might be well aware of. 33 years of age. Zlatko Junusovic has seen a lot in Austrian as well as in German football, played for Werder Bremen. 5.5 years of his career before joining the Red Bulls in 2018. Has just extended his contract until 2022. Brendan Aronson on the ball. Let's see if he can make something happen here. Patsendaka gets it back. Ulmer from long range. Yeah, just see some of the players, a few, of course, wearing long sleeves. It's cold here. About 0 to 1 degrees. snowfall in the night, but the pitch is in perfect condition. You can see that already. And in the background you could hear, if you understand German, that the manager of Vorwärts Steyr demands his players to pressure. So also they want to play pressing football. Brendan Aronson breaks through the first line, introduces Rasmus Christensen onto the play. Looking for options, doesn't find Megan Berisha. But these are the pressing moments. Once you lose the ball, it's always the first idea always, if Red Bull Salzburg loses the ball, is to gegenpress, is to counterpress, win it back straightly. That's what they try to do. And Steyr, of course, a team out of the second division, the second tier of Austrian football, is struggling hard against the serial winners of the Austrian Bundesliga. Don't possess the capabilities of this team, of course. And now 5 minutes into play, you can see a lot of possession. And that's also something that needs to be worked upon. That's, of course, something you will get a lot of times. Rasmus Christensen inside the penalty area. You will get a lot of times these possession play. For our Red Bulls, not the ideal way, not the way of play they enjoy the most. Of course, they like to hit games. They like to hit the opponents on the counter-attack, like to catch them cold. So if you have the possession, a lot of possession, and need to play out of the back, that's a little bit different. And that's, of course, need to be practiced as well. Now, Steyr has the opportunity to counter 2 and 3. Finds his teammate. That's Martinovic. But eventually cleared. And Mergin Berisha, who went all the way back from his striking position into the defensive third, doesn't quite get his foot on it. Very experienced, of course, Max Wöber leaves the ball onto Zizan Stankovic and Andrei Ramalho. That's a duo of defensive players, renowned out of the Champions League. Seen it a lot of times. Max Wöber along Rasmus Christensen, and also, of course, Andy Ulmer with Andrei Ramalho. That's kind of the first pick if Jesse Marsh gets the full picks of players. Only 2 players absent due to injuries this time. That's Mo Kamara and Segu Koita. Koita problems with his knee, and Mo Kamara some problems, some muscular problems with his leg. Hopefully both are getting back shortly into training. The Red Bulls shifting it from side to side, looking for an opening. Andrei Ramalho, renowned for his qualities of opening play. Short, long, he can do all the crosses, even diagonally. Megan Berisha, who tries to press the keeper. Bernhard Staudinger from Vorwärts Steyr. And they're now getting a little bit of a foothold onto the game. It's the first time they can somehow control possession, play out of their back without too much pressure. The Red Bulls are waiting, kind of on the border to the neutral third, and then The pressing trigger, of course, is triggered, and there is Brent Nerensen trying to close down his opponent and gains possession through throw-in. But it's difficult to get somehow through that tight-knit defense of Vorwärts Steyr, of course. Launches a long ball forward. Second chance maybe for the Upper Austrians. But Andy Ulmer, with all his experience, wins it. Brent Nerensen would be free. And Zlatko Junuzovic, of course, finds him. Good chance. Goes into the box. Let's see what he can make happen here. Megan Berisha. Oh, and that's the first good shot. Keeper just gets his hand to it. We'll watch it again. Berisha, that's what he likes to do. Very much a penalty area striker, box striker. And now, of course, there will be a corner kick to our Red Bull, Zlatko Junuzovic, one who does it now due to Dominik Soboslai leaving, who was, of course, the man for the standard situations. Ball goes across, doesn't find the way to a teammate. Second chance maybe, Luka Sucic to Zlatko Junuzovic. Gets the ball back. Left foot to the middle. Doesn't find a teammate. Chance for a counter, but quickly closed down by Anton Benit. That's what he can do. He can not only pass the ball, look for a teammate, but also win the important challenges. And that's why he is so important for the game of the Red Bulls. Brent Nerensen tucking into the midfield, leaving space outside for some of his teammates. And that's something that we will see today as well. The fullbacks, almost wingbacks you could say, getting up very high. You can see that here. Andy Ulmer is not even in the picture. That's how far he is upfield. Anton Benit opening play. Little foul game. And that's a free kick for Steyr, of course. Andre Romaglio kicks it out again, and maybe finds Patsundaka. That's now a chance to press. Keeper only sees one opportunity to kick it upfield. And Steyr claims it. That's Martinovic. But no controlled game, no controlled play up front. Max Wöber looking for options. That's Rasmus Christensen. Can he find a teammate? He can, but that's only nearly. Megan Berisha. Offside flag is shown against him. Must have been inches. I didn't see him up front, but I'm sure the referee will see it a little bit better. Linesman, of course, as well. Luka Sucic, good footwork. And Megan Berisha works it out to Brent Nerensen, who has a lot of possession in the first 15-12 minutes of the game. Rasmus Christensen squares it, and that would be the first chance created from the right channel, of course. Rasmus Christensen, someone who has played his best football maybe of his career even in the last games before Christmas. Had strong games in the UEFA Champions League winning away in Moscow against Lokomotiv. And something he has told me just some weeks ago, that he of course wants to win titles, but also win them in a fashion. And last year, when he had absences due to injuries, he was not very happy winning the title. He meant, all right, that's surely a title for me, but I can only enjoy it if I played every single game of the league. And that's his aim, to be always available, play every single game, and be the most consistent team in the league. And then win it at the end, of course. And he's very well in the capabilities of doing so. Of course, Red Bull Salzburg leading the league, 1 point ahead of Sturm Graz, which have a game in hand, of course. So tight competition. Also Lask and Rapid Wien in contention for the league title. Rasmus Christensen back to Andre Ramalho. Carrying it out. Max Wöber, Ramalho again. And a throw-in for Vorwärts Steyr. A lot of people on the live stream, of course. 700 I see right now. So a warm welcome for anyone who has tuned in a little bit later. This is, of course, an opportunity for the American people watching the live stream from over there, early morning hours. Thanks for tuning in. And once again, Brent Nerensen, who is playing right now, will be joining me on commentary at the second live stream of today, which will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's 5 p.m. Western Time, United States, and 2 p.m. Austrian Time. That will be the second game of today when we play VSG Tirol, and Brent Nerensen will be on commentary. So if you have any questions for our new arrival from the United States, make sure you post them into the YouTube chat, and then I will ask him to him, of course. But right now he is on the field, 16 minutes played so far, and no goals yet. The best chance, maybe the only one, for the Red Bulls. After about 6-7 minutes, Mergin Berisha had a shot from short distance, and the goalkeeper of the Upper Austrians had to work hard to keep the ball out. However, scoreline still 0-0. And an awful lot of the game is being played in the midfield. And if the Red Bulls win the ball, they're getting upfield quickly, using the left-hand side more often than the right. And of course, Brent Nerensen very much involved in the action. Slavki Nuzovic wins the ball, plays it through. And it's offside again. Patzendaka would have been through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But the goalkeeper, Staudinger of Steyr, gets a little bit lucky in their case. Very well played out of the back, but then the significant pass to kind of open the defensive phase is not really a good one. Rasmus Christensen maybe, second time of asking. And Patzendaka against two, and still somehow gets a foul awarded against him. And that's an opportunity which Steyr surely wants to capitalize on. Haven't had a shot on goal so far, 18 minutes played. And now maybe a free kick, which could be used as a delivery. Thomas Himmelfraut's Preutner with the delivery, doesn't get as far. Second chance maybe. Ablinger squares it again. Cleared, and Antoine Bernet carries it out. Through ball onto Brenton Aronson, and he is lightning quick. Cuts in, leaves his opponent for dead, looking for opportunities here. Zlatko Junuzovic and Patsendaka was the last one on the ball. So that's a goal kick for Staudinger, but that's the way this all could work. Quick transition, using the pace of Brendan Aronson. Staudinger kicks it out. It's getting competitive here in the middle of the park. Brendan Aronson wins a free kick. This could be quick now. Zlatko Junuzovic plays it out. Left-hand side, Andy Ulmer cuts in. Good opportunity now. Couldn't find Aronson though. Andre Ramalho tries it long. Megan Berisha. What can he do from there? Wins a corner kick. Second one of the game for the Red Bulls. And that's a case now for Luka Sucic, who is now promoted to be a free and corner kick taker. Of course, Dominik Szoboszlai left the club for RB Leipzig just before Christmas. Swings it in. But a lot of bodies inside the penalty area, and we are always second favorite in that cases. Really tall, really physical players out of the second tier in the ranks of Vorwärts Steyr. And the kick from 25, 30 meters from Andre Ramalho, well over the bar. But these kicks, they work, and he showed it time and time again. He can be a player who does exactly that, scoring from long range, getting his opportunities, sometimes in the last minute. A very good way to gain a goal or two. And now that would be an opportunity as well for him, but I guess Zlatko Junuzovic, and quickly taken. And that's the goal! That's the first one. And that was a little bit too quick for Steyr. They couldn't quite grasp what was happening here. And again, a very good taken free kick. It was, of course, Max Wöber who assisted for Patsendaka, and he scored. So that's 1-0 to FC Red Bull Salzburg against Vorwärts Steyr. Zlatko Junuzovic, quickly taken free kick to Max Wöber, assisted by Head, and then into the back of the net by Patsendaka. Heading straight on from where he left off just before Christmas. Also had his vows due to injuries. Obviously injured himself in the away game against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, but then went back, and he's guaranteed goals, that Patsendaka. Also shout out to any people watching from Zambia, big community. They love their two footballers. Enoch Mwepu will be on the field in the early afternoon here. And Patson Daka right now showing what he is capable of doing. A very well-renowned and asked name in the game of football. Apparently a whole lot of English clubs after him. West Ham, the latest one, adding him to the shortlist. But so far so good. He's playing for Red Bull Salzburg and there's no intention of leaving. Next shot, Brendan Aronson, trying himself from 15 to 16 meters. And the game very much in the hands of our Red Bulls. Very good pressing here, winning the ball back. Now they need to get going. Brendan Aronson seems very well integrated already. Only 2 weeks ago he came over with the plane straight from Philadelphia into Salzburg, trains with the team. This is his first game and already he seems to be a very, very valuable part of the team. Of course, he's looking to be the like-for-like replacement for Dominik Szoboszlai, who left the club just weeks ago, and he's playing in the same position. If he can be that, the like-for-like replacement, that will be only his duty to answer. But certainly, capability-wise and possession-wise, he has shown enough glances of brilliance to suggest he can be a like-for-like replacement for Dominik Szoboszlai. Free kick taken. Brendan Aronson working back well, closing the players down. 3 against 2, and that's of course a chance for winning the ball. Very well worked, all within the borders of the allowed. Patson Daka only not quick enough, I wouldn't say, but the ball a little bit too optimistically played for him to gain a chance of reaching that before the goalkeeper. But here you can give it either way if you want to give a free kick, but in my opinion, just the right standards of the game, and that's a good opportunity. Megan Berisha has to work against an opponent as well as towards the ball, and then the goalkeeper of Steyr just is a little bit too quick to grab the ball, to claim it before Megan Berisha gets a shot on goal. Fullbacks very high now. Andy Ulm on the left side of the field, Rasmus Christensen on the right side, looking to get the ball. Zlatko Junuzovic tries it, but not quite good enough. But possession is won back quickly, only 2 seconds. And I'm sure all the officials that will be watching around the field, of course due to COVID restrictions, there is not many people allowed here onto the training pitch in Taxham, which is, by the way, just a stone throw away from the stadium. So if you could be watching behind the camera, you would see the Red Bull Arena, a motorway in between it, and then there is the training center here in Taxham, which is consisting of 5 pitches, full scale pitches, and of course the house, the center here, which contains all the state-of-the-art facilities that are needed to train a professional football team. Luka Sucic works it well onto Zlatko Junuzovic. And the Ulmer chips it onto Patson Daka, offside again. And now Steyr tries to hit us on the counter. And you hear the sirens in the background. That's no case which is to be worried about. Every Saturday, 12 o'clock, sirens in all Austria are being tested. So no worries, everything is good here. Now, just being short of half an hour played, Jesse Marsh, I guess, will be very happy with the showing of his team. Chance creation is working. Not always lucky in the last third, in the attacking third. But the team shows the right way, the right routes on which Jesse Marsh, of course, can build a very nice tree, can grow for the rest of the season. The Red Bulls, of course, still being part of 3 competitions. That's, of course, the Austrian Bundesliga, the ÖFB Cup, which is the cup competition here in Austria, the domestic one, and the UEFA Europa League. Brent Narensen gets it, already in the penalty area, cuts back. Zlatko Januzovic, can he get a shot off? Maybe, just squares it, and that will be a goal kick. Yeah, there would be some more that could have been made out of this short term of possession. So once again, the goal scorer, because someone is asking, was Patzendaka after a quickly taken free kick from Zlatko Januzovic, which was squared by Max Wöber and then put into the open net by Patzendaka. Brendan Aronson on the right-handed side tends to cut in. That's what we have seen already, first 30 minutes in a shirt of the Red Bulls. He likes to get it onto his right foot, cut in, search for opportunities, and uses his pace very nicely when he gets in behind the lines and also in between them, as we see now. Thomas Himmelfreud's-Pointner is taking him on and taking him to the ground as well. Antoine Benet, good to see him back as well. The first start for him, even though it is only a friendly, for the best of a year now. After a long injury. And by the way, for every viewer from the United States or somewhere else on the globe, there is a FC Red Bull Salzburg app, also in English. So if you want to stay updated, Mergin Berisha, as I said, is, oh my word, 20 meters out, take a bow, son. Onto the square post, and then gets out. Brent Narensen being offside. So very well done. But I was about to say, there is an app also in English, so if you want to be updated about our Red Bulls, just make sure you head to the App Store, to the Play Store, whichever place you get your apps from, onto your mobile phone. And make sure you get your hands onto the app. Of course, it's free, and you will be able to watch Rasmus Christensen taking a very good shot from distance. So it's now getting tighter. It's now getting a little bit more competitive here. Max Wöber central defender, taking his chances in the opposition's box. Very well worked. And this is the best phase so far from our Red Bulls in this game. Taking it by the scruff of the neck, searching for the second goal. Brent Aronson with everything he has got, Andre Ramalho as well. And that was a little bit too harsh. And in a competitive game, this would have been yellow as well, as it was kind of a tactical foul. Not allowing Steyr to progress on their offensive action, closing it down early. I see a lot of people asking in the chat about certain players, if they are playing or not. There will be a second game today, so the first 11 will be playing now. That's what you see right now. And the second one will be heading onto the field at 2 p.m. Austrian time in our second game of the day, which you can also see here on the live stream on the YouTube of FC Red Bull Salzburg. The game will be played against VSG Tirol, a fellow Bundesliga team here in Austria, and all the players that are not featuring now will be playing then. Albert Valci, all of the known players will be playing at this time. So that's 8 o'clock Eastern time in the United States if you are tuning in from there. Steyr working the ball towards the box. Also something we haven't seen an awful lot of times in the first 35 minutes. Possession with Steyr, and they hold on to it. Square it into the penalty area. Maybe a chance for them now. Good hands from Titan Stankovic, but already the situation called off by the referee due to foul play. Andre Ramalho, has he pulled his thigh there? We hope for the best. That's what we wish every player that is featuring now, opponents as well as our Red Bulls. Stay safe, not only in terms of COVID, but also in terms of injuries. You don't want to be injured in a pre-season friendly because the big games, the important games, are of course still to come. But it looks good for Andre Ramalho. Stankovic kicks it out. Very long ranges he is capable of kicking it out to, and is also nearly every day practicing these goal kicks, these opening play kicks with a legend of the club, I would say. That's Herbert Ilsanker, goalkeeping coach for the best of 15 years already. Inside the club, knows it inside out, and is always wearing shorts. Also today, it can be hot, it can be cold. Herbert Ilsanker is always wearing shorts, and Brent Aronson receives it, plays it through to Patson Daka, but it's offside again. And that was a good opportunity. If he receives it on the half turn, Brendan Aronson can inject some pace into that game, playing in between the lines, and then finds Patson Daka, who wants to score his second, but is denied by the goalkeeper as well as the linesman's flag. Max Wöber carrying the ball out. He likes to do that. He's also encouraged by the coaching staff of dribbling and finding his teammates, also in deep positions. And Rasmus Christensen is playing Patson Daka in. Christensen again finds Ulmer, however is not quick enough to reach that before it crosses the goal line. So yes, for everyone who has tuned in a little bit later and is maybe a fan, a supporter of Brendan Aronson all the way from Philadelphia or wherever you live, he has started today his first game for the Red Bulls. Very good effort so far. Playing very well on the left-hand side of the midfield, cutting in, creating spaces, using his pace. And if you want to get your hands onto a jersey of Brendan Aronson, head to redbullshop.com and use the code Aronson11, the first A in capital letters, and you will get 11% off of a Brendan Aronson jersey, international one, national one, home or away. It's up to you. Brendan Aronson, of course, the new player from the United States of America. Andy Ulmer, very good at gaining possession. Plays in Luka Sucic, has the chance now. But only just got denied by defender of Vorwärts Steyr. And that's the quality Patson Daka possesses. Only one touch with the back of his foot creates a chance, a golden opportunity for Luka Sucic, who can't capitalize on it. But that's the way it should work. Everything goes a little bit too quick for the players from the second division of Austrian football, Vorwärts Steyr, a very traditional club as well. So they are around for over 100 years, being part of Austrian Bundesliga in the most parts of their history. Coming from a small industrial town in Upper Austria, about 25 to 30,000 people there, but hard-working, crafting people, and you can see that as well in their play, in their approach onto the game. Not giving an inch, especially in the defensive third, but obviously being outplayed by the team with more possession. Zlatko Junuzovic trying to find Brendan Aronson, who featured in a lot of videos we put out in the last week or so. So if you want to watch the first interview, we got that one sorted for you. Behind the scenes footage, first training session, everything available in our app. So make sure you download that one, available in English as well. And on our website, of course, on the YouTube, you find these videos as well. Brendan Aronson, who said, no matter how cold it is, he will always play in shorts. It's one of his superstitions. Andre Ramalho onto Ulmer, trying to find a teammate, but has a hard time doing so. Ball in the box again, only cleared out, and one back, very strong. Max Wöber, Zlatko Junuzovic, very creative player, finds Patson Daka and claims it just before the outline. Now good, worked inside. doesn't get a good shot off. And Luka Sucic once again with a try. Max Wöber, who almost plays a second striker now. There's no holding back for the defender. Wants to score as well. Now we're coming to the later stages, the finishing stages of the first half. So the score only 1-0, but there's only one team that is creating chances, playing it deep, trying. The other one very much only in the position to defend, and that's of course Steyr, and the one playing is Red Bull Salzburg. Antoine Benet, who is directing the play from deep. Good to see him playing without pain these days. Not always the case with him. A lot of injuries, and Patson Daka tries to square it again. Of course, needs to find his feet. 4 weeks since the last competitive game in Austrian football. It's quite some time. Spent the Christmas break with his family in Zambia and attending a wedding, which of course was the one of Enoch Mwepu, his fellow Zambian. He got married, only 22 years of age. 23 he turned on the 1st of January, so delayed birthday wishes. He will be playing in our second game of today. And he got married, got a little bit of extra holiday. So returned 5 to 6 days later than his friend Patson Daka, also from Zambia. Rasmus Christensen now on the right-hand side. Can he deliver a good ball into the box? But cleared out, and the referee is blowing his whistle. The first 45 minutes are concluded. The score 1 to Red Bull Salzburg, 0 to Vorwärts Steyr. And yeah, we will be sending you into a commercial break right now. Then we will be back, a little bit of analysis, and the second half will be underway. But just before we do that, once again, the goal scored by Patson Daka it was the only one in the first half. Chipped in by Zlatko Junuzovic, free kick taken quickly, and then headed to the middle from Max Wöber. That was too quick for Vorwärts Steyr. Patson Daka only needs to shove it into the back of the net from 2 yards out, brilliantly taking effort. And then the teams, as we see now, head to the locker rooms, getting a bit of tea, getting a bit of warmth inside. And now we will be heading into the commercial break. Until later, bye-bye.
Red Bull verleiht Flügel.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Yeah, I feel good. Oh, I feel good. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Make your day a happy day.
Du kannst ein Tablet gratis haben, zu allen A1 Glasfaser-Internettarifen. Superschnell surfen im 5-Giganetz von A1. Rund um die Uhr mit maximaler Stabilität durch ungeteilte Bandbreite. Für unlimitiertes Online-Vergnügen. Egal wie viele deiner Nachbarn gerade surfen, streamen, gamen oder Katzenvideos schauen. Jetzt mit Gratis-Herstellung. Und das Tablet
ist meins.
Du kannst alles im 5-Giganetz von A1.
willst trainieren wie die Profis? Deine Idole kennenlernen? Und unvergessliche Momente erleben? Dann komm in eines unserer Bullscamps und sei dabei.
Wann hast du es das letzte Mal glücklich gemacht? Dein einzigartiges, besonderes Talent, das geteilt werden will. Mit anderen oder nur mit dir selbst. Das nicht viel braucht, außer Aufmerksamkeit. Alles andere kommt dann ganz von selbst. Talent comes naturally. Organics by Red Bull.
So, back here from Taxham. We saw a first half in the friendly game between FC Red Bull Salzburg and Vorwärts Steyr, and the score, of course, is 1-0. The goal scorer, Patson Daka. Shout out to all the Zambians watching here for the first half, and all the Americans tuning in for Brenton Aronson, who has played his first 45 minutes in a Red Bulls shirt. And I say it for the third time, but I'm not shying of saying it. Minus 11% discount if you want to get your hands on a Brenton Aronson jersey. Head to the Red Bull shop and use the code Aronson11, the first A in capital letter. Yeah, so we have seen the first half. I think a very good game for the standard of being the first game of the season, the first game after a 4 weeks layoff. Only 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks at best for most players back in training, and still only 1 week out of the first competitive game, which will be played by the Red Bulls next week. So this is also something to be looking into, that of course the upcoming games won't be easy. First game will be played away to Altach, second to last place in the Austrian Bundesliga on the upcoming Sunday. Then on the Wednesday, Red Bull Salzburg at home against SV Ried, the promoted team from last season, and then Hartberg away for the Red Bulls. So they are having to craft hard in the first week, already 3 games. Then there will be a cup fixture against Austria Vienna, the quarterfinals of the ÖFB Cup. Then against the Austria again, just 3 days later in the league, against WSG Tirol in the Austrian Bundesliga, which will also be our opponents in this afternoon's friendly game. And somehow, somewhen, there will be a Europa League fixture against Villarreal. The first one will be played at home, the second one will be played away. Of course, knockout stage, so there needs to be some goals away from home as well. And maybe we will head for the second round. This is, of course, the round of the last 32, round of last 16, and all the way maybe to a quarter or half final, semi-final. We have already reached, of course, 3 years ago in the UEFA Europa League, only just getting beaten there by Olympique Marseille. The teams are in the locker rooms right now, warming up a bit. Of course, it is a little bit dire here in the winter. It can be in Salzburg. If you look around, of course, the pitch is in perfect condition and it's green as it should be, but the surroundings are white as there was snowfall in the night from yesterday to today, and all the surrounding hills are deeply, deeply into snow. So having said that, the cliche of Austria is very much true. What you see here is the training center in Taxham, which is the home of only the pros. So if you want to see the academy play, if you want to see our farm team FC Liefering, you need to head over to the Red Bull Academy, which also hosts an ice hockey team and their youth, which is academy-wise one of the best facilities, not only in Austria, of course there, but also in Europe. A lot of foreign clubs send representatives to Salzburg to visit the academy if they want to build one themselves and getting some inspiration. For Taxham, this is only for the pro team. And of course our opponents today, Vorwärts Steyr, who have their own locker rooms here as well. Second half, it is to be expected that the same team that has played in the first half will be heading out. At least with the Red Bulls, that will be the case. For Steyr, they have 10 players on their bench, and it's more likely than not that some will get a game as well. For us, the bench consists of mainly young players, players that have not featured a big deal in the first game. That's Daniel Antosch, the goalkeeper, who is a regular with FC Liefering. Amar Dedic, who has already trained in summer with the first team and already now has 2 weeks on his clock with the first team, training, practicing, but is yet to have a first game for the Red Bulls in the pros. Benjamin Šeško, who had a very nice feature on the website, on the app of Red Bull Salzburg. So if you want to watch his goals and skills, you can tune in. There is a highlight video of Benjamin Šeško and some feature, some text you could read where he's coming from, how he developed into a professional player and what the future holds for him. Only 17 years of age, Benjamin Šeško. But 6'5" big, a lump of a striker, Benjamin Šeško. And maybe we will see him. Samson Baidu, very young player out of the academy, born in 2004. Defensive player, very strong. Midfielder as well. And then, of course, Niki Seiwald, who has already had his debut in the fall of the last season, having played against Sturm Graz from the beginning. The pitch is getting worked. Of course, it had to take a lot of snow, a lot of rain as well in the last couple of days. Weather hasn't been the nicest here. Around about 0 degrees, sometimes a little bit above, sometimes a little bit beneath it. If we can conclude the first half so far, teams have had a good run out. The Red Bulls, of course, controlling possession, having the more the better of the chances, scoring 1 goal, and also showing a little bit the quality that is concluded in that team. And just behind me, another bus is arriving just now, and that's the players of VSG Tirol. They are coming for the second friendly game of today, which will be started at 2 p.m. Austrian time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time in the United States. And all the players that are not featuring right now will be playing against them in the early afternoon. And they just arrived by bus. And they will be heading to their locker rooms right now. And on the other hand, I see the players of Vorwärts Steyr heading out. Brandstätter, Martinovic, all them getting ready for the second half here in this fixture. Himmelfreud's Pointner, one hell of a name. And our team is getting ready as well. Second half will be underway in just a few seconds. Staudinger, also the keeper, is getting ready right now. And the referee is blowing his whistle, so it can't take long, and there we are. From the snow onto the grass. Vorwärts Steyr is the first team to arrive here onto the pitch for the second half of this friendly fixture. The score, just a friendly reminder, 1-0 to the FC Red Bull Salzburg team that was fielded in the first half. That was Zizan Stankovic, Rasmus Christensen, Max Wöber, Andre Ramalho, Andy Ulmer. And at the heart of midfield there was of course Zlatko Junuzovic alongside Antoine Bernet. On the right-handed side, Luka Sucic, left-handed side. On his debut, Brenden Aaronson, the striking force, Patsen Daka and Mergin Berisha. And also the Red Bulls are now stepping foot onto the snow. Captain Himmelfreud's Pointner is giving instructions. Of course, want to get a goal back, trailing 1-0 at the first 55. And it looks like the same team is getting fielded by Jesse Marsh for the second 45 minutes. Over 500 viewers now on our live stream. Good to have you here from all over the world. Also a very warm welcome to anyone who has tuned in from America for Brenden Aaronson. He will be also available in the second half. Getting back Max Wöber, looking a little bit stiff here, coming into the cold, of course. Brenden Aaronson, there we have him, number 11 he's wearing. We will have a close look if the personnel is the same as in the first half for both teams. Zlatko Junuzovic, yes, it is cold. We can see that. And the second 45 will be underway in just a few seconds. Antoine Bernet, Andre Ramalho. Yes, it looks that way. Luka Sucic. But Brenden Aaronson is now standing on the right-handed side of the field, so maybe swapping wings with Luka Sucic, who will be now attacking on the left side, which will be more of a direct approach, I guess. Brendan Aronson strong with his right foot, Luka Sucic strong with his left. Of course, they do possess the capabilities of cutting in on the weak foots as well, but they're more likely to not do that. The teams are ready, the referees are ready, and Mergin Berisha is giving the last instructions to Patsendaka. Second half is being underway. Now referee is blowing. Referee, of course, Christoph Jäger. And the Red Bulls already in possession, trying it with a long ball. Brendan Aronson is gaining possession. Luka Sucic, can he get a shot off? He does! Oh, and hits the post. Well taken effort. Not even 20 seconds into the second half. And Luka Sucic with his first shot. And only inches denied his goal for the Red Bulls, which would be his second. Of course, already has one in the ÖFB Cup, where he scored a penalty in the first round. That was his debut goal. Many more to follow. And that's, of course, a shock to the system for Steyr. They will now search to get a foothold onto the game. Trying to shift game to the right-handed side. It works, but a little bit of precision is missing. So Max Wöber claims it, recycles it to Zizan Stankovic. Played out brilliantly. Doesn't find Brendan Aronson though. And this is how it looks like if Red Bull Salzburg is waiting for the pressing to be triggered. Waiting consciously until the right moment occurs. And then everything goes extremely quickly. Players will be pressured. So let's see when this pressing trigger is going to be triggered. Looks to be just right now. Can they claim possession? But Steyr is playing it safe, playing it around the back, shifting it from side to side. Looking to get their midfield, their strikers into play. Christensen, Aronson. Aronson, Daka. Junusovic, Aronson again. Looking for an opening. There is Mergin Berisha. And of course he's angry. I would be too if I was upside in this kind of an opportunity. Only 20 yards out. Very good chance of scoring a goal there. And his buddy Patsendaka already has one. So he wants to level that playing field up. Also bag a goal in the first game of the season. Heading off to a good start. Antoine Bennett lighting up the place over the left-handed side. And that's Amar Dedic. He's the one and only player who is new onto the pitch. So Andi Ulmer, the captain, is off. And Amar Dedic, youngster, grown up in Graz, but playing internationally for Bosnia and Herzegovina, is now onto the pitch. 18 years of age, can play on the left and on the right-hand side of the back four. Very attackingly minded, likes to get upfield, likes to take chances, likes to dribble. So very much a Red Bull identity player. And with Steyr, they haven't changed a whole lot. But Kevin Brandstetter, I could see here, is new onto the pitch. So they like to get some fresh feet involved as well in the second half. Once again, I will remind you viewers, Brendan Aronson will be featuring here as a co-commentator in the second live stream of today in the game against VSG Tirol, which will be played at 2 p.m. Austrian time. So if you have any questions for Brendan Aronson, make sure you drop them into the live chat here at YouTube, and I will make sure I will ask them to Brendan. Doing well so far. A technically very esteemed player. Not only quick, but can also use his quickness, use his pace in tight spaces. And that's, of course, a quality that is always very valuable, in a sense that you will not get a lot of space, especially in the top-end competitions playing in the UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League. Space is tight. Challenges will be made with maximum effort, maximum force. Rebels now inside the penalty area. Brendan Aronson, welcome to Salzburg, my friend. That is the 2-0 score, and Brendan Aronson gets his first goal in the first friendly inside the first 90 minutes of his Red Bull Salzburg career. That's the first one, and many more to follow. Brendan Aronson makes his first goal for the Red Bulls. Welcome to Salzburg. And very well created, a lot of players inside the box. Well worked from the left-hand side. Amad Dedic cutting in and then offering the opportunity, the golden opportunity, to Brendan Aronson, who takes only 2 touches and then scores with his second touch. Brendan Aronson, 2-0. Dominic Soboslai here on the live chat. Asking me after the score, and it's 2-0, of course. Brendan Aronson with his first goal for the Red Bulls.
Just stay. As soon as the ball goes, you attack it.
A lot of people from Philadelphia watching. And the train is rolling. Megan Berisha in kind of like the same position that Brendan was just a minute ago, but couldn't get a shot off. 2 players of Steyr working hard to deny him an opportunity. Now Steyr tried to redeem themselves, get a goal themselves, but find no opportunity, no clear-cut opportunity. And the train is rolling onto the other end of the pitch. Patson Daka tried to deliver to Mergin Berisha, just inches short. And Mergin Berisha, you can see, he wants this goal badly. Moaning and groaning. Amad Dedic to Zlatko Junuzovic. Long range. Oh, and very well worked from Luka Sucic. Good pass. And only just Patson Daka again finds an opportunity. Couldn't quite get his foot onto the ball. But that's how we want to play it. That's how Jesse likes to see that. Luka Sucic won the ball and directly makes an effort to create an opportunity, and Patsundaka finds it. And Vorwärts Steyr now feeling the full force of the Red Bulls going towards their goal. Zlatko Junusovic driving through midfield. Again, Mergin Berisha, he has now upped his efforts. Wants the ball every opportunity. Brendan Aronson is pressing the left back of Steyr. Arman Dedic, youngster, playing to Max Wöber. Even though he's only 22, already a very rounded, internationally proven international player for the Austrian national team, as well as many clubs in his career started off with. And Patsundaka just interrupts me here with a brilliant effort. Of course, Max Wöber started his career with Rapid Wien, changing to Ajax Amsterdam even before his 20th birthday. Spent half a year in Spain with Seville before joining the Red Bulls just 1.5 years ago. That's a service very few can provide to a team, being a good centre-back, but being also left-footed. Always in-demand left-footed centre-backs all across the footballing world, all across Europe. Left-handed side, Arman Dedic tries his best. Staudinger, the goalkeeper, gets an opportunity to play that easily. But they're always in the danger of getting pressed, getting closed down. Brendan Aronson and Rasmus Christensen trying hard to do so. Being second favorites, at least in this kind of scenario. Steyr finds a way to enter our half of the pitch, but finds it hard to make any controlled efforts towards our goal. No shots from Steyr so far onto Zizan Stankovic inside the second half. And Brendan Aronson, tireless, always tries to press down the left back, which goes by the name of Nico Wimmer. Possession one and also the attacking third is already in play. Brendan Aronson. Whip and dip, but not as easy. Danke und Brendan das zweite. That's Frankie Schiemer, the coach of Red Bull Salzburg, being number two alongside René Aufhauser, next to Brendan Aronson and next to Jesse Marsh, of course, asking me after the scoreline because he is preparing the second team. And Brendan Aronson, he was very delighted to hear that he has scored his first goal. Brendan trying hard to make an effort inside the box. Patsundaka as well, but The ground is, of course, a little bit damaged due to the heavy rain and snowfalls of the recent days. And now there's again Amar Dedic, very, very attackingly minded, trying to get the third goal on the way. Max Weber wins the tackle there, but that's a free kick already for Steyr. And maybe now the chance to get their first shot off inside the second half. 15 minutes it has taken to properly enter our half. Played shortly though. Very little chance of creating something that way. I see people asking in the chat if Enoch Mwepu is playing. No, he's playing at 2 p.m. So just stay tuned. After this match finishes, a further 30 minutes, and then you will get to see Enoch Mwepu playing in the second friendly of today against VSG Tirol. Brendan Aronson will be on the commentary for that one as well. And now he's on the ball, closing the team down. And Steyr finds a player in between the lines. Is something happening here now? But can't get a combination going, can't get the game up front. Finding opportunities, so not only are the Red Bulls very good at attacking and finding spaces, they are already in this early season very good at closing down the play, giving rarely opportunities to the opposition and making it hard for them to stay inside the opponent's half for longer than a few seconds. Steyr now gain a corner, I was about to say, but obviously not. The referee is deciding for a goal kick. And this is the first piece of work for Zizan Stankovic in the second half. You could see he's already frozen onto the ground, more or less. Very cold here. A little bit windy as well. Plays it out to Amar Dedic. Right-footed, but also left-footed. Can do it both feet. Good interplay for Steyr. Long ball inside the box. And a good effort. The first one inside the second 45 minutes. Number 9 has tried it. Marcel Monsberger, also someone who was substituted onto the field at halftime. Gets his foot onto it, but no controlled effort. And Zizan Stankovic has an easy job to claim that one. And that's now a free kick for our fellow Red Bulls. Max Weber will take it. But before he does so, a change. That's Broza who leaves the field, number 66, and introduced into the game is, I will tell you shortly once I've seen the number. That's a new player, defensive player, number 77, Michael Martic. Andre Ramalho opening the play. And Slatko Junusovic finds acres of space. Good delivery by Rasmus Christensen. Just the receiver wasn't quite there. But he's getting upfield also. Michael Matic, there is it once again. Joining the field for Jonas Broza. And now already possession won again. With Mergin Berisha, works hard, works tirelessly. Also someone who has a lot of history with our club, joining at the age of just 10. And there is the next goal. And there is Patson Daka again, makes it 3-0. He had his first inside the first half. He makes his second in the second half. Very well delivered. Amadedic runs down the channel, of course quicker than the right back of Vorwärts Steyr, and then delivers it perfectly for Patson Daka. Only needs one touch to put it into the back of the net. Patson Daka makes it 3-0 for FC Red Bull Salzburg. Very much to the pleasure of all the Zambians watching, I will be sure. Very warm greetings to Zambia, by the way, for everyone watching. We like you a lot. And now Patson Daka after his goal. No time for celebration, already pressing. Already making life hard for the goalkeeper Staudinger of Vorwärts Steyr. And again, Luka Sucic, Amadedic, that's a good combination. I really like them too. Playing inside the left channel, creating chances. A lot happens over the left-hand side. Amadedic, Luka Sucic in combination. That's something that works. Of course, the both of them know each other for a long, long time. Played in the academy together, play for FC Liefering together, and get thrown into the first team at exactly the same time. So basically every step of their development they did together. Slavka Januzovic trying a good effort. Now Steyr on their way towards goal. Andrei Ramalho claims it and now drives it into the opponent's half. Patson Daka finds it hard to work the ball to a teammate, but already pressing. Helps himself with a foul. But that's also something that is kind of a necessary evil if you are pressing. Not always you're going to win the ball, but if you can close down the game, if you can regroup due to a tiny foul, a little tackle, you will take this opportunity as well. Antoine Bernit, Rasmus Christensen, right-hand side. Brendan Aronson in combination, Rasmus Christensen, 2 against 3. Very well worked. Brendan Aronson to Rasmus Christensen. Again, Luka Sucic tries a little bit too much there. Fancy footwork. And now Martinovic. Throw in for Vorwärts Steyr. Which will be looking towards a relegation fight once they restart their competitions. Of course, playing in the second tier of Austrian football, just like FC Liefering. And they have faced Liefering, of course, this season already. Winning 1-0, and there is a goal again! There is a goal again. And that was a marvelous effort. Rasmus Christensen tucking inside, getting a shot off. But only after he has dribbled past 3 players, 4 players even. And then it is easy to tuck it into the corner from short distance. And it's not very often the case that Rasmus Christensen gets a goal, but this time around he does. Brendan Aronson, Rasmus Christensen, and Patson Daka twice our goal scorers today. Makes it 4-0. Very much to the liking of every coach, every one watching here. Only an elite few number of people allowed to watch this game. But of course, on the live stream, not only an elite few, but over 700. Thanks for tuning in. Patson Daka helping out. Short effort towards Januzovic, and then Weber tries again to open the play from deep. Ahmad Didic with the throw-in. Quick, energetic player. And again, tries to dribble, as he is so good at this kind of play. Megan Berisha already inside the box. Tries to chip it. And Rasmus Christensen again! And that's only 2 minutes after his first goal. He makes his second with a brilliant effort from 20 meters out. Wow! Take a bow. There was no chance for the goalkeeper. Perfectly struck ball from Rasmus Christensen. Smashes it into the corner. And you don't see that often. I already said you don't see it often if he scores once, but twice. That must be a very rare occasion for the young Danish man. 23 years old. And that's 5-0. And now the scoreline is taking shape. That was, without being disrespectful, more or less of what has been expected ahead of the game. Of course, the Red Bulls are #1 in the first tier of Austrian football, the biggest name in the Austrian game. On the other hand, Vorwärts Steyr placed 11th in the second tier of Austrian football. So there is a difference of not only but a few classes in between those teams. And it shows in the second half. So before I could finish, I was interrupted by Rasmus Christensen twice. But Vorwärts Steyr, they finding it hard to obtain their 11th position in the second tier of Austrian football, Zweite Liga. So only 2 points ahead of the relegation places, and that will be a challenge for them to remain in the second league, not getting relegated. But a few teams, Amstetten, Kapfenberg, Juniors, OÖ, Young Violets and the second team of Rapid Wien, all in the mix in the bottom half of the second league. FC Liefering, on the other hand, of course, second place just behind Lafnitz, will be challenging for the Champions League, for the championship title, of course. And Ahmad Dedic, Luka Sucic, a lot of these players featuring maybe. But also they like to get in and amongst the first team, as they do, and they're doing very, very well in the second half. You could hear in the background, that's Frankie Schima screaming andere Seite, which means transition, played over to the other side. Also a very important feature inside the game, not only playing vertical, playing attacking, playing quick, but also using the available space, the opportunity, if the opportunity occurs. If the opposition condenses the game onto one side, you would like to switch over using the available space to then attack through a different channel. Andre Ramalho, Rasmus Christensen, back to Zizan Stankovic. Whips it over, Max Röber. Amar Dedic. Dribbling to Antoine Bernet again. Controls the game from deep. I don't have any statistics on my hands, but my God, I think he has not put a single foot wrong today. Very, very good on the ball. Very rarely loses it. And the passing is first class as well. Max Weber retains it after he had a hard time stopping the ball. Brent Nerensen injecting pace, and you can hear it in the background, a little bit of wind now. Not the best conditions to play football, but that's Austria. You need to make the best out of it. No training camp this winter, of course, due to COVID restrictions, traveling restrictions. There have been training camps in Portugal as well as in Qatar in recent seasons, where you got, of course, warm weather and perfect pitches, perfect facilities. We need to make the best one out of the facilities here, and no doubt they are good as well. And maybe it toughens also the boys a little bit up, training in the cold weather. And Brent Nerensen, very well done. Only could be stopped by a foul after he has regained the possession, and he has put no foot wrong today as well. After 76 minutes, as energetic as in the first minute. No doubt about his condition. He is already very well in the shape of also maybe starting next week. We will be watching that, of course. Sunday, first game back in the Bundesliga, away to Altach. One team that Megan Berischer has played, of course, for. Oh, and also Brent Nerensen likes to get his second one. Introduces himself once again to the goalkeeper Staudinger. And the effort was good. Luka Sucic and at the corner. And Nerensen trying hard to make a good image with Jesse Marsh today. Trying to get his second. Whistle blown. And I think there will be some more changes now for Steyr. Goalkeeper is leaving the field, so that's the end of the workday for Bernhard Staudinger inside the goal. And Benedikt Toba, the reserve goalkeeper, is back in between the sticks. Bit of a younger alternative to the more experienced Staudinger. Staudinger 27, Toba only 18 years of age, so a youngster on loan from Amstetten, a team which will now stay with Martinovic now inside the penalty area, but good tackle. Very well retained by Max Weber, helping out his fellow teammate Andre Ramalho, who has lost the ball before. So Benedikt Toba, he's the goalkeeper now in between the sticks for Steyr, but only on loan from Amstetten, a team which should have had played against us today, but instead VSG Tirol came over. Amstetten had COVID cases. in-swinger from Steyr, headed out by Luka Sucic. Maybe a second chance, but Patson Daka, very well worked. Not shy of getting his feet dirty, doing defensive work. Number 22, throw in. That's Kevin Brandstetter. And Himmelfreud's Pointner. Onto the right-handed side, but not well played. And there is an opportunity for a counter-attack. Megan Berischer just stopped. This could have been danger if there is space, time, and the opportunity. You, of course, a lot of times get punished. 18 minutes played now and 5-0 speaks a volume. If you think it's only the first game of the season for our Red Bulls, and already the scoreline is telling you a very, very one-sided affair. So Steyr once again is trying to find a counseling goal maybe for them. 5-1 would mean counseling, I'm sure. They weren't coming here expecting to win against Austria's most decorated team in the last decade. Himmelfreud's Pointner, much experience. The Red Bulls are now sitting back, waiting for the opportunities to counter. And there is a very good pass towards the left-handed side, but only just cleared by Zizan Stankovic. Now looking forward, wants to play out the back in a controlled kind of manner. Left-handed side, Armand Dedic is claiming it, but the referee is interrupting this game. One player headed out, one player headed in. Couldn't quite see from my position which one it was. Trying again, finding an opening near the corner flag. But playing it again inside this congested area, very hard to find a way through that one. Need to put it into the middle, but Zizan Stankovic, of course he claims it. And now there is room, there's space and there's time. Brenton Aronson carries the ball very well, but that's difficult. To find a long line pass to Megan Berischer. Should have created an opening, maybe heading to the side a little bit to make himself available.
Stay behind, stay behind, stay behind. Go on. Wait. Deeper. Brendan, closer to me, yes. Wait.
And that's a fair point from one user on YouTube. No one is talking about Daka, absolute beast. Well, I think a lot of people are talking about Daka at this moment in time. 2 goals already today, 2 goals for Rasmus Christensen as well. And Patson Daka very much on the wish list of a lot of football royalty. Certainly half of the Premier League have Patson Daka already on their lips and like to announce him, but I think Patson Daka is very wise to not get a move too early, sign the contract until 2024 here in Salzburg, is scoring for fun. The team is delivering for him and he delivers for the team. So absolutely no reason to change anything in this concept of success. Oh, very well played. And there is he again! And that's 6-0, and Patson Daka has his hat-trick scored. Very, very good piece of play. Injected by Luka Sucic and then played to the right-hand side Brandon Aronson delivers his assist and Patzendacher's goal. That's 6-0 and 3 goals coming from Patzendacher. And Brandon Aronson, 2 goals, 1 goal of course, 1 assist. Also shines in a very bright light already. He came with a lot of prestige, making it into the MLS Team of the Year, winning a Supporters' Shield. And now he's in Austria just for 2 weeks and already putting in a performance to shout about. Telling us that training is more competitive here in Austria than it is in the United States. Everyone shows the desire to win in training as well as in the games. And he very much likes it, likes to be challenged every day. Developing himself. At only 20 years of age, there's a lot of development to come for sure. And Patzendacher again inside the penalty area. And the young goalkeeper, Toba, gets his hand to it, only at the 2nd time of asking. And of course, there's no way you can stop Patzendacher if he is already in speed. Steyr is taking over the game, trying to find the goal themselves, but very reserved in their advances to make something happen here. And of course, they conceded 6 goals. That must play with the mental capacity, maybe a little bit of fear towards being countered again. So they're trying it with the long balls, not exposing themselves too much. Himmelfreud's-Pointner being pressed again by Patzendacher, wins it back. And Wimmer, the old experienced left back. Very nicely done here. Toba gets it out. Teammate wins it. And now once again Zlatko Junusovic with the kind of flair, the kind of desire, which makes the sun shine even here at Taxham for the first time of the day. A little bit of sunlight is getting out. It's getting a little bit more cozy. Rasmus Christensen, who likes to refer to himself as a Viking. He showed their qualities today. If the weather is rough, if it is cold, he delivers the best, scoring 2 goals. And now clears the ball from the foot of Marcel Monsberger. And David Paz, the 33-year-old Spaniard, takes now the opportunity to create again an opportunity, maybe through a throw-in to the center of the pitch. But Rasmus Christensen smashes it out, and now on the counter-attack, Patzendacher once again cleared. Both teams are finding it hard to bring their offensive action to a positive end. Zlatko Junusovic plays it around the back to Rasmus Christensen and Andrei Ramalho. Max Wöber, left-handed side, Amar Didic, Wöber, Ramalho shifting it side to side. Very advanced play, Zlatko Junusovic. Long ball towards Mergi Berisha, who hasn't scored today. And I'm sure it will be on his mind for the last couple of seconds if the referee is giving no added time, to make sure he is also getting his name onto the score sheet. So that's again an advance in towards Luka Zucic. Can he create the last chance of the game? Brendan Aronson again inside the penalty area, and that's no goal. Just looked like it. Zlatko Junuzovic side netting and then onto the big net behind the goal, and that concludes the game. The Red Bulls win it 6-0 here at our training center in Taxham. A very well and good and well played effort for the first 90 minutes of the season. And all the 6 goals will be available for you to see here in the live stream once again. So make sure you stay here. That's the first one. Quickly taken free kick from Zlatko Junuzovic towards Max Wöber and then Patson Daka. Second one already in the second half. Brendan Aronson gets his first one in the shirt of the Red Bulls. Third one, Amar Dedic tucking inside and delivering perfectly to Patson Daka to get his second. The 4-0 scored by Rasmus Christensen after he went past 4 or 5 players and then tucking it into the left bottom corner. Rasmus Christensen again just 2 minutes shy of the first one with a long-range effort and then perfectly delivered Brendan Aronson to Patson Daka to make it a hat-trick, and 6-0 to our Red Bulls in our first game of the season against Vorwärts Steyr. That was a brilliant effort and we like to see some more of that. So make sure you tune in when we are heading towards our second live stream of today. The second game here in Taxham will be played just in a few minutes. So it's now 13:22. The live stream will be starting at 13:50, so just in half an hour time we will be having the second live stream of today. The game against VSG Tirol will be underway then, and Brendan Aronson will be joining me on the commentary. Make sure you get your questions in, make sure you tune in into the YouTube or the website. And until then, I say goodbye and thank you until later.